video for ages. We've been so busy. I thought today was a good day to do the video all about our first ever family holiday. I feel like I made such a huge deal of this and such a big build up. And then it was all over and done with before we even knew it. So I just thought I'd run through some of the main bits, the best bits, the hardest bits, and then I've added a little bit of footage and some photos at the end of this video from our week in Egypt. So yeah, we took Squirtle and Elsa on their first ever foreign holiday to Hurghada, the Red Sea in Egypt. I had been before twice, Nico had been before. We both loved it. We just thought it was a good distance. We stuck to an all-inclusive resort. There was some water slides and a kids club. And yeah, the kids knew from about 60 days out. We let them know what we were planning. We had passports for the children already, so that wasn't an issue. We did have to get a letter from the local authority to take the children out of the country. So it just basically said my full name, Nico's full name, have a care order, to take their full name out of the country to this hotel in this country. We didn't get asked for it at all. It literally stayed at the bottom of our bags the whole trip. We are taking them to New York in a couple of weeks, and I think US customs might be a little bit stricter, but Egypt didn't care. We just paid for our visas and they let us through. So, I mean, leading up to it, they were both sort of a little bit rocky, which we completely understood, and all we did was prepared for the worst and hoped for the best. I mean, I'm doing this video to let you guys know that it's not impossible to take these children with you. Respite isn't necessary every single time you want to go on a holiday. From what I've heard now and from the parents that I've spoken to, it wasn't too dissimilar to just taking kids on holiday anyway. So, winning. We had a relatively early flight. We had to leave here at about 6 in the morning, but it was nice because we got to have like breakfast here, lunch on the plane and tea when we got to Egypt. So it didn't mess up their routine massively. But when I tell you, Squirtle must have spoke 9 million words a second. Like, this kid was just on full blah, 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 and that lasted maybe 3 days. Like, it got to the point where if he didn't have anything to say, he just started criticising us. Like, his brain just had to make noise. He just had to. And obviously that was all sort of anxiety induced. On the aeroplane, it was just like constant. Like, I cannot even explain to you how constant the words were coming out of his mouth. It was the strangest thing. Like, he's a little bit of a chatterbox anyway, but it was constant. And he knew everything, had been everywhere, had done everything, like couldn't be told anything. So initially when that happened, we were like, what have we done? This is going to be the worst week of our lives. But like I say, about 3 days in, that did sort of start to subside, but we did have to have a conversation with him about it and just say, like, look, Squirt, you don't have to have an answer for everything. You don't have to know everything. Like, if you've got any questions, ask us, but we understand this is all new to you and you feel completely out of control and out of your comfort zone, but we will look after you. We've always looked after you. We've always done what's best for you. Just try and chill and enjoy it and relax. So that was our first sort of, whoa, what is going on? That was the biggest change to being home, was just how verbal he was. So the aeroplane was fine. We tried to see if they wanted a little nap halfway through. They didn't. They played with their toys. I, asked for loads of help of what to bring on the plane and how to keep them occupied. I should have just took their iPads. Well, they've got like Kindle things. I should have just taken them. Didn't need absolutely anything else on the airplane. Like, they kept dropping things, and they were trying to be really loud and louder than each other while they were playing, and there was too much excitement, too much going on as it was. They did not need a single other thing on the aeroplane apart from lollies. That was a great idea for their ears, but next time it's just iPads the whole way, and movies and snacks. That is all we needed. Everything else just added to the newness and the excitement and just the lose your headness of it. So that was quite a big lesson. When we first got there, we just had to explain to them, like I think you would any child, like they're gonna be different colour to us, they're going to look different, they're going to sound different, they're going to be speaking a new language, you're going to see things you've never seen before, you're going to smell different smells, new smells. Like, yeah, we had to just prepare them as best we could for getting out of the airport, because we could remember how quite hustly and bustly it was. And they took that in their stride. They did really well. They did the airplane really well. Security was absolutely fine. We did like a fake little frisk with them before we left, just to say like this might happen, or you might see this happening to Connie or Nico, and it's completely okay and nobody's in trouble. So yeah, the actual traveling part of it, we learnt a lot from it, but yeah, it was absolutely fine. So then we got to the airport, and the sweetest thing, not the airport, the hotel. We were sat outside the hotel, and we just dropped our bags off, and we were waiting for somebody to give us a lift to our room. And it was pitch black, and all you could see was stars. And Squirtle looked up, and he literally was like, "Is that the roof? Or is that the sky?" It was so genuine, like, and that was the first moment where we were like, oh, it's different. Like, it is different to him. He's already noticing those differences from like our bog standard sky at night. So that was really beautiful. And Elsa, when she was walking around, she was like, I didn't think the Egypt would have trees. So she completely didn't get what was going on. Like, on the coach to the hotel, she was like, are we gonna have dinner in the Egypt tonight? And I was like, this is Egypt, like we've gone to a different country. She couldn't quite fathom at all what we'd done and that we'd left England. I think she thought we were like 10 minutes down the road and we'd just got on the plane for gigs. Like, yeah, she just couldn't grasp it, bless her. So we got to the hotel room, and Squirtle just kept saying thank you, which was just beautiful and heartbreaking at the same time. I was like, you don't need to say thank you, like this is for you, this is for all of us, like, yeah. So that was really nice. And we just took it completely easy the first night, completely easy. And then every day we tried to sort of stick to the same routine. So they loved Kids Club. They had a little nap in the afternoon. We obviously had breakfast, lunch and dinner. And they liked that, they did like that. But then we tried to go to the beach one day. I think this was like the third day, and they both just lost their minds at the beach. They were just bickering, fighting, didn't want to go in the sea, did want to go in the sea, didn't want to play on the sand, did want to play on the sand, like just completely. I think taking them out of, they kind of just got used to the hotel, knew what to expect, and then we were like, oh, let's try the beach. But we have to try these things because I love the beach, Nico loves the beach, like it's part and parcel of going on holiday. And I think once we've done everything once, it will be fine and we'll know for next time. And we were fully prepared for everything to have a bit of payoff because it was all new to them. But yeah, they really struggled the day we went to the beach. And then once we got back to the complex, they did sort of calm down a little bit. That was the height of Squirtle's day, so he just lost his mind that day, was incredibly rude, tantruming, they were just bickering like no man's business. And then we got at dinner that night, I'm having fun, but it'd be better if my dad was here. And we were like, okay. We pinned that down to a bit of guilt, obviously. And we just had a conversation with him and said, you know, Daddy would want you to be having a good time and a nice time, and it's okay for you to have fun and enjoy this with us. And I think that really helped him, sort of hearing that and understanding that. And we noticed a massive shift that day. He made some friends. that evening, and he gained a bit of trust with us to be able to sort of go a bit further away from us and play and come back. So the first half of the holiday he really struggled, and then he sort of picked up from them then and that conversation. But then it was that day in which Elsa just went like, she was ready to go home at that point. I think she stopped eating, she wasn't really sleeping, just wasn't listening, just wanted a complete fist fight with Squirtle the whole time. And we didn't get her back until literally we landed. And she looked over at me as soon as we landed and went, "Oh, I'm glad to be home." Like, what? You're 7, you're not supposed to say that. But again, we got a comment in the airport of, "Oh, I've had a good time, but it'll be better when I go to Spain with mummy." So you just never know what is going on inside their head. You never know what they're thinking. You never know what they're feeling. So although we had to deal with the behaviours, I'm glad we did, and I'm glad they've kind of done it and got over it, and then had the chance to go and tell their parents all about it and get a positive reaction. Hopefully sort of the next few will be a lot easier. Be a lot easier on everybody. In terms of food, like, we just tried to get everything as close to home as possible. The days when she wasn't eating, didn't want to eat, we just stuck to sort of like pizza and chips. We did not push them out of their comfort zones in terms of food. However, Squirtle completely loved the buffet and was trying everything, so that was a really major thing for him, and he really, really enjoyed that. Getting involved with Kids Club was really good for them. We were obviously apprehensive at first. Are they going to like it? Did they want to go? But one day when they didn't go, we went on an excursion on a pirate ship. They were like gutted that they couldn't go to Kids Club, so they obviously really, really enjoyed that. And that gave them a chance to make friends, and it was really nice to see them making friends with German kids and Spanish kids and Russian kids and stuff. So that, I just think, taught them so much and gave them so much of a new experience that we couldn't have given them here at home. They were really good with letting me put cream on them and stuff like that. So the little day-to-day things was a bit of a doddle, really. Like, in terms of, obviously it was a completely new experience for me and Nico. Had never taken children on holiday before. Usually we book like the adults only, private platinum suite in the corner, near nobody. But this time obviously we were around the main pool and everything was go, 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 and sitting there watching the Kids Club at night, like doing the birdie and the Macarena and getting up and being like the human parent bridge and all these kids going on like, it was so surreal for us. But we loved it. We absolutely loved it. Like, new experience, but one of the best holidays I've ever had. So yeah, all I can say is it wasn't a total disaster, and that's all we wanted. Like, that's all we wanted. It was actually a really amazing trip, and they've spoke about it and they have not stopped speaking about it, and we've got some amazing footage for a family video. Obviously I'm limited to what I can show you guys because their faces are in a lot of it. And it's really difficult to sort of film stuff because you want to enjoy the moment as well. As much as I do this to raise awareness and give people an insight, like, I don't want to be there with my phone or my GoPro in my hand the whole time. So I was quite conscious of that. So I've tried to get you as much footage as possible, but it did get to the point where we were just enjoying each other's company, and I think that's what's most important. So yeah, all in all, we had a fab time in Egypt. I would 100% recommend it, especially that time of year because there was a lovely breeze. So it made sort of being out in the sun bearable, shall we say, especially for the children, which was nice. So yeah, all round positive. We had a lovely time, and we've got an English holiday this weekend, and then we're going to New York. Oh, now that I will have a lot more footage for you because that is just going to be epic, and we are so excited for that. And we can't wait. So thank you for all your support, continuing support, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I just love it, and I'm so glad I started this. And yeah, any comments, any questions, come and find me on my other platforms, and I'll see you later. Thanks, guys.
Marcus, you're gonna have to come down here.
Oh, really?
What's going on?
And then Senzima. Is that right? Don't worry, what all this hotel I'm talking about, maximum will be 30-35 minutes to be in the hotels. Is that right? Yeah? Are you hungry? I'm sure. Don't worry, in the 4 hotels, the restaurant will be open till 9:30, so we have enough time for dinner. But what's more important, the bars will be open till midnight. Is that okay? Yeah? Guys, please remember tomorrow, 10 o'clock exactly, at 10 o'clock, me at Makati Aquaviva, my colleague Mac, my little brother in Makati Saraya, yeah? And of course in Senzimar, my colleague Saeed, 10 o'clock sharp, we're going to be waiting.
Oh my goodness. So we've just gotten to the coach from the airport. We all look like death.
Children are driving us mental.
No, they coach really well, but yeah, stress on a stick. Just 1,000 words a minute. They're just obviously really excited and anxious, and everything's really loud in there. And obviously, it's a completely different language what they've ever heard before. So yeah, we've just got on the coach. Hopefully, we're not here for too long. Fingers crossed. It is. Looking at my watch, don't know. I think it's about 5:30, 5:45. Hopefully, we can get back, get some food, go and have a moochie, and get ready for tomorrow. But yeah, on the whole, we've done really well. They've done really well. But I need a gym.
Are you really? I didn't really.
Wow, look at our room.
Where's the fridge?
What's your mama down there? So this is where we'll be staying. So obviously we have to have a family room. But this has exceeded our family room expectations. Yes, mate.
They've got the same bins as we've got.
What?
I'm not right.
And this is where we're sleeping. Oh, the kids are sleeping.
Oh my goodness.
This your room? Which one you having?
This one?
This one?
Come.
Yes.
Look.
Oh, oh we got
Kids have
snacks.
Kids have got so many snacks.
Snackaroonies.
Yes.
Nuts for me and you.
Oreos.
So we are happy. I've actually realised I've just been filming my stuff in the wrong format, so it's going to be one of them funny little videos. But we are here! Finally! The room is absolutely gorgeous. The hotel looks out of this world, doesn't it?
I'm like,
What? The coach was a little bit long. Elsa was like, Egypt have just got such beautiful trees. And we're just really happy, and Squirtle just walked in and was like, thank you. Oh, heart melts. So yeah, we are here. It's, what time is it? It's evening, tea time.
I think it's
So-
about time at 7, I think it's 8 o'clock.
About 8 o'clock Egyptian time, I think. Oh, Elsa's smashing the gaff up already. So yeah, we're here and we're really excited to go and have a look at what we've got.
Really?
Really? Cheers to another cheers and another great week.
Cheers!
Woohoo! First family holiday. Hey guys, so we are morning one. So we had our welcome meeting this morning. We booked an excursion to go on like a pirate ship. They've had to be told a few times that obviously I'm doing this to promote, you know, that you can take these children away and lead a normal life, It's not been like the easiest of things, but I don't think going on holiday with any children would be. But yeah, so far it's been a lot of sort of be quiet, hold on a minute, no, don't touch that, be quiet, calm down, like a lot of that, a lot of incessant talking. But that's just anxieties and not really knowing where they are or what they're doing. But yeah, so they're just jumped in the pool. We've got a huge, I'm trying to show you, I can't turn it around on here, but we've got a huge sort of like pirate theme that we're on at the moment. And yeah, me and Nico are just chilling. I say chilling, we've both got our ears and eyes pricked at all times. The weather's gorgeous though, and hopefully now they're distracted with things. Let's see. Pineapples.
Do we need anything else?
Pineapple.
I've got the card.
Pineapple.
So we are first night. I didn't really get a tan today. Oh, it's about to go dark. I might have to do this in a bit. We're just walking down to dinner. It's very windy. Oh yeah, it's freezing.
Nice. Your dress is lovely.
Take pictures.
Are you looking forward to the disco?
Disco.
Hey guys, so we're at the end of day one. I had a mega nap this afternoon. The kids chilled out for a bit. Squirtle tried out kids club, which was awesome. Elsa had a nap by the pool, which is just unlike her. They got really joined in with a mini disco. And now we're just in having an early night to then hopefully early rise. So all exhausted. It's different again, like I said earlier, lots of sort of keeping a lid on the outbursts and the constant talking. Squirtle more so. It's just, I suppose everything they're taking in is just no, and it's, yeah, a lot of talking, incessant talking. So we are going to go to bed now, and then tomorrow, starting early, and we'll have a bit more of a plan tomorrow because now we know where everything is, and yeah, just hoping for another good day. Nice tan.
Me?
Yeah. Colour in your legs.
If you don't lose, you got the best one.
Sure, this is your father?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
This is your dad?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes? One. ده مضحين بيه. Don't prank you, yeah, man.
I know, yeah.
I'm okay, we can try.